Hey guys, this is Chaos Chrono, back with another Toadette deck unboxing. We got a couple of cool decks from this display. Looking forward to what the rest of this display has coming for us. We're moving on to deck number 6, so let's see what we got today. We got a Dis Shadows and Mars deck, Ignazio, Sector Skeptic. Cool, let's get this opened up and see what we got. Alright, starting with Shadows, we have Dusk Runner, it's an upgrade. This creature gains Reap, Steel and Amber. Urchin, 1 power creature with Elusive, play Steel and Amber. Umbra, 2 power creature with Skirmish, fight Steel and Amber. Naughty the Thief, 2 power creature with Elusive, action Steel and Amber. Magnet the Rat, 4 power creature with Elusive. When you play him, steal 2 Amber. When he leaves play, your opponent steals 2 Amber. Masses Asp, 3 power creature with Skirmish and Poison. Secret Needle, it's an artifact. Action, deal 1 damage to a creature. If this damage destroys that creature, gain an Amber. Long Fused Minds, artifact with Amber whenever you play it. Omni, sacrifice Long Fused Minds, deal 3 damage to each enemy creature not on a flank. Evasion Sigil, Amber whenever you play it, it's an artifact. Before a creature fights, discard the top card of the controller's deck. If the discarded card is of the active house, exhaust that creature with no effect. Treasure Map, Amber whenever you play it, it's an action. If you have not played any other cards this turn, gain 3 Amber. For the remainder of the turn, you cannot play cards. Booby Trap, Amber whenever you play it, it's an action. Deal 4 damage to a creature that is not on a flank with 2 damage splash. Bait and Switch, it's an action. If your opponent has more Amber than you, steal an Amber. Repeat this card's effect if your opponent still has more Amber than you. After the errata, this can do a maximum of steal 2. Moving on to Mars, we have Zorg, 7 power creature. Zorg enters play stunned, and before a fight, stun the creature Zorg fights and each of that creature's neighbors. Ixlix Dominator, 9 power creature with 1 armor. Taunt. The Ixlix Dominator enters play stunned. Ixil Bolter, 3 power creature with fight Reap. Deal 2 damage to a creature. If this damage destroys that creature, then purge it. Ixli Marauder, 2 power creature. Ixli Marauder gets +1 power for each Amber on it. Play, capture 1 Amber for each friendly ready Mars creature. Vesma Think Drone, 3 power creature. With Reap, you may archive a friendly creature or artifact from play. 2 Vesma Think Drones. Ixlix the Zookeeper. It's a 2 power creature with Elusive. Reap, put an enemy creature into your archives. If that creature leaves your archives, it's put into its owner's hand instead. Mother Gun is an artifact. Action, reveal any number of Mars cards from your hand. Deal damage to a creature equal to the number of Mars cards revealed this way. Orbital Bombardment, Amber whenever you play it. Reveal any number of Mars cards from your hand. For each card revealed this way, deal 2 damage to a creature. You may choose a different creature each time. Battle Fleet, Amber whenever you play it. Reveal any number of Mars cards from your hand. For each card revealed this way, draw 1 card. Ammonia Clouds. It's an action, deal 3 damage to each creature. 2 Ammonia Clouds. I think that's the last card of the Mars set. Yep. Moving on to this, we have Succubus. It's a 3 power creature. During their draw card step, your opponent refills their hand to 1 less card. 2 Succubus. Shuler, 5 power creature. Play. If your opponent has 4 or more Amber, steal 1 Amber. 2 Shulers. Restringuntus, 1 power creature. Play. Choose a house. Your opponent cannot choose that house as their active house until Restringuntus leaves play. Good lockout there. Gabos Longarms, 5 power creature. Before a fight, choose a creature. Gabos Longarms deals damage to that creature rather than the one it is fighting. Ember Imp, 2 power creature. Your opponent cannot play more than 2 cards each turn. Charette, 4-power creature with play, capture 3 Amber. Life Ward, Ember whenever you play it, it's an artifact. Omni, sacrifice Life Ward. Your opponent cannot play creatures on their next turn. Lash of Broken Dreams, also an artifact. Action, keys cost +3 during your opponent's next turn. Fear, it's an action. Return an enemy creature to its owner's hand. 2 Fears, and I believe that's the last card. Yep. Let's get this organized and see what we got. Alright, starting with Amber generation, we have 7 pips of Amber, 4 from Shadows, 2 from Mars, and 1 from Dis, along with a couple of effects here. So Treasure Map is one of the cards up top that can potentially generate more Amber than what we're listing so far. We have the second row with Bait and Switch, Seeker Needle, Mana the Rat, Naughty the Thief, Umbra, Urchin, Dustbrenner, and 2 Shulers, each of which can generate an Amber as well. So we're looking at about 16 for expected Amber, maybe more depending on how well any of these cards hit. For Amber control, we have 9 cards that directly impact the opponent's Amber pool, and 2 other cards that are a bit more supportive in nature, but Dustrunner can obviously take your opponent's Amber as well. It just relies on having a creature on the board that's ready to be used to immediately get its effect. And we also have Lash of Broken Dreams to increase key costs. So overall, it's at a really nice round 10 for Amber control. Alright, I was going to do artifact control in here as well, but there is none. Looking at creature control, we have quite a bit here. We have 7 cards for direct removal, 2 of them being artifacts that are reusable. We have several supportive cards that are meant to manage the board as well. Obvious creatures like Massive Sasp, Zorg that are made for fighting, the Bolter that can potentially purge important creatures on your opponent's side, and Zookeeper to take them away and get them archived. We have Ember Imp and Russian Guntus that essentially just disrupt, preventing your opponent from playing creatures. And we have Life Ward that prevents your opponent from playing creatures as well, especially after a wipe. And 2 Fears that are a bit more supportive. They do remove the creature, but the creature can come back right away. One other thing to take note of is the Evasion Sigil, which we're going to look at more specifically in a bit to see how well it actually plays in this deck. Overall, I think it's pretty good, as we do have a bunch of good reap effects. We don't necessarily have to fight with our board. So with that in mind, Evasion Sigil only works in our favor. So overall creature control, I'm going to rate at about a 10. Alright, for speed, we essentially just have the Battle Fleet that helps us cycle a bit more. So probably give it a 2 for overall speed. And we do have plenty of disruption in Dis as well, Russian Guntus being one of the most key cards from this set, especially with a Life Ward on the turn that you play the Russian Guntus after wiping your opponent's board. And the double Succubus and Ember Imps really work with that combination as well. With this deck, the Evasion Sigil is actually going to work pretty well for us. There is a couple of creatures that it is anti-synergistic with, including the Massive Asp, Zorg, Gapos Longarms, as those are more of the fight-based creatures on our side. Accompanying the Evasion Sigil, we look at any sort of board clear options. So we have the Booby Trap and Long Fuse Mines in Shadows, the 2 copies of Ammonia Clouds in Mars. So those are more the broad-based board control. We do have the 2 Fears that can be helpful for removal, but these are the more broad board-based ones. So overall creature count-wise, we're looking at 20 creatures, which is pretty high for a Call of the Archons deck. Or the vast majority of them do play well with the Evasion Sigil, as you're not planning to use them to do anything other than their play effects, reap effects, or action abilities, or just in the nature of keeping them for their passive effects on the field. We have a fun combo with the Vesma Think Drones and the play effect creatures like Urchin. Vesma Think Drone is also useful to reset the Russian Guntus if need be. So all in all, looking at the numbers, it is a bit of a slower deck, a bit lower on Amber generation, so we're going to be needing the board to do some work on us for getting some Amber. The Amber control is sufficient, but we are still missing the bigger Amber controls, and we're missing a proper wipe. I would have liked to see a Gateway to Dis to pair up with that Life Ward, and more so Gateway to Dis because of the massive number of Dis creatures that can capitalize on coming out during an empty board. Ammonia Clouds is probably one of the worst cards in this deck, just because while it's useful for that role, if you are close in terms of how much control you have over the board, you're going to be wiping out a good number of your own creatures. And once again, we're lacking that artifact control as well. So overall, the numbers are pretty good. It's a pretty fleshed out board-based Coda deck, but it is missing some key cards and some functionality in terms of artifact control. So overall, I'm going to rate this deck at about a 67. There's some good potential in here. Having the Amber control is always great, but looking at where things stand right now, it is a little lacking. And with the huge amount of damage pips and board removal that's available in game now from the other sets, there's a lot of answers for this deck. So that sums up everything for this deck, and hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys thought about this deck in the comment section below. Feel free to leave any suggestions, critiques as well. I'll see you guys in the next episode. And as always, be kind and happy forging.